Hi, I'm Manny Aragon of the Rolf Workshop Center for Structural Performance, and welcome to day 5 of my 7-day adrenal course. Today we're going to be working on a part of the body that we haven't worked on yet, and that's the part that supports the very base of the body, the feet and lower legs. So this is critical because we need to have we want to develop a more stable and supple lower foundation for our body so that the upper body doesn't have to work so hard, quite so hard, holding itself up. And when we get into day 7 where we're doing standing meditation to balance our emotions, to balance our nervous system, and to help our body to get into this place where it can start to regenerate our adrenal, we need to have a solid foundation and a supple foundation to stand on. So that's what we'll work on today. Now, notice I'm in bare feet, and for those of you who are wondering what this black spot is on the bottom of my foot, it's a blister from running. I'm a runner, I'm a triathlete, and I was training for a half marathon last month, and I ran a little bit farther and a little bit faster than I usually do, and I developed a blister. So just so you know what it is, that's what it is, nothing to worry about, but it's there. Runners hold these things up as kind of par for the course. We get them, it just happens. So I know it's a little unsightly. So I'm sitting with my feet hip width distance apart or a little narrower. It's not overly critical. Feet are pointing towards the ceiling. Now I'm going to first show you the motion with my hand. So we're going to take our feet like so. We're going to pull the toes back, pull the feet back, push the heel out, and then we're going to step down through the ball of the foot here until full extension, and then we're going to extend the toes, and we're going to keep the toes extended while we bring the foot back, the heel out again. And we're going to bring the toes back and forward and back like so. So the hand is much more flexible than the foot, but this is the motion that we're basically trying to make with our foot. Okay? So I push my heels out, I bring my toes back, and I step down through the balls of my feet, and then I point my toes, and then I bring my feet back up, and I bring the toes back, and I step down, and the toes come forward, and I bring my feet back up, and the toes come back, and I step down through the ball of my foot, and the toes come forward, and then I bring my feet back up, heel out, and then I take my toes all the way back, and then I step down through the ball of my foot, and the toes come forward, and then I bring the heel forward as I bring the top of the foot back, and then the toes come back, and so on and so forth. Now, some of you may cramp. I want you to do this for about 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 minutes. That'll give you a good workout in this lower leg. When you're first doing it, it's going to be challenging and difficult. You might want to try one leg at a time. Some of you may cramp. So I've cramped in my toe a little bit. I'm just going to work it out. Some of you are going to cramp right in the middle of your foot when you start this. This is common. I wouldn't say it's normal. It's because these muscles are not used often, and so they are short, and when you try and get them to work, they cramp up. But the cramp will go away. Just keep resting and maybe massaging your foot out and then starting again, and it'll go away. If it doesn't, come back to this after a couple of hours and do it again. Okay, so once I get going, now some of you, you're going to come down and you're going to pull up at all odd angles, like so, or to the outside, or you're going to do some kind of S shape as you bring up. That's because you're not moving well through your foot and your ankle. There's something in there that's blocked. So you just keep focusing on keeping this foot front to back in its movement, not side to side, not twisting or any of that. And you'll eventually get it. There's some dexterity that you develop over a few minutes even doing this. You'll notice how quickly you improve when you first start it. For some people, it's very difficult at first, but keep doing it. Really pay attention to doing it correctly. So you're not just doing this any random way. When you pull the feet back, the toes are forward. Until the feet come all the way back, then the toes come back. You open the feet, and you spread across the foot, really, as you step down to the ball of the foot. And back and forth. So 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 minutes. Really work those. When you get good, you can do it pretty quickly like so. And you'll feel it in your lower leg for sure the next day if you're doing this for 3 minutes. You'll feel it in your feet a little bit, but mostly in your lower leg, because the muscles that move the feet are all in the lower leg. So these are long muscles that go down to move the toes and the feet. So here I am, back and forth. And even when I start talking and not paying attention, my accuracy starts to lapse. So you need to really focus on getting this right. Back and forth, back and forth. So that'll get you, this is a great exercise to do daily. I really like to do it before I get out of bed in the morning. It's stimulating. It helps me get my base of support so that when I get out of bed, I feel solid, I feel relaxed, and I feel calm. And this is a place that you really want to be when you attempt a standing meditation. Now, one more point about this. The foot, this is something that also helps to free up the bones of the foot, which are compressed from wearing shoes. It will also help to activate all three of your arches. Your lateral arch, which supports your transverse arch, which supports your medial arch. So we think of the medial arch as the arch of the foot, so to speak. But it's actually the top, very uppermost arch that's supported by the other three. So the condition and performance of this arch is based on the condition and performance of this arch, which is based on the condition and performance of this arch. So this arch is what we're really shooting for. And as we do this exercise, we're getting a lot of movement and lengthening in this arch, which will then help the foot to spread. As you spread the toes and you step down, you're stimulating that transverse arch, and then the medial arch. As you pull the foot back, you'll feel it. So this is a great way to get your arches more active, to get them to be more functional. And remember, the relationship of the body of gravity, our body, in gravity to the earth is that we're sitting on springs, these arches here. So conversely, on a more esoteric note, structurally the earth supports our body as we don't sink into it. It pushes back up through our body. And the efficiency of our arches helps, the more efficient they are, the more smoothly and the more completely that force is going to go up through our feet and into supporting the rest of our structure. So this is key, improving the feet to improve the overall performance of the body, and certainly to improve your ability to get into a standing meditation and stay there for some time so that you can balance both your emotional body as well as your nervous system, and thereby allow your body to be ready to heal the adrenal and regenerate. Enjoy, and see you tomorrow.